You know what the worst thing is about dyeing your hair super dark if you're a natural blonde? Very often you'll look like you're prematurely balding. Do you know what's the best thing about being a natural blonde? Your hair bleaches super easily. Let's bleach my hair. So quite a few years ago, I had a video of mine go viral wherein I created hot roots intentionally. If you do not know what hot roots are, they're when your roots turn much brighter than the rest of your color just because your roots process dye way quicker than other parts of your hair. If you're going a medium dark red shade all over your hair, there is a very high likelihood that your roots will be a bit lighter than the rest of your hair. Your roots automatically process way quicker, and that is why Brad Mondo will always tell you if you are bleaching your hair, do not start from your roots. That being said, in 2021, I decided this was a look all on its own, and I decided to bleach nothing but my roots and dye them fire red, literally creating the term hot roots, and it was actually probably one of my absolute favorite hair color transformations that I've ever done. So today I am back with another hot roots idea and my trusted scalp bleach, but I am going to be trying out a tactic to create the hot roots effect without making it difficult to style. Basically, I'm using my hair knowledge, my color theory knowledge, and my color analysis knowledge to create a very unique hair color transformation that is flattering, but is also not as damaging to the hair as you might think. I have here with me a coloring ball and a coloring scale. If you're going to be formulating anything, these are two things that you need. A lot of hair coloring actually does come down to just formulation and ratios. There is very strict formulas within the hair world. As long as you follow them, you will create something that works. Here is how I'm going to create something that works. Give me a sec. One of my wigs fell off my wig head. One of my wig clients requested a fully pitch black, I mean 1-0 black wig. I forgot how gorgeous black looks. Like when it's freshly dyed, this thing looks insane. So it is air drying at the moment, but it decided to slide off its wig head. Also, look, it's giving scalp. It's giving a scalp, okay? She's pretty. I have on my hair residual permanent color. This used to be a very nice navy blue and has now faded into kind of an ashy black, I want to call it, towards the ends, and a tiny bit of rosiness up at the top. Overall though, I'm still not mad at this portion of my hair. However, the one way that you can very clearly see time passing, and this is one of my favorite things to look out in movies because there is nothing that can show time passing like roots on an actor, and that is how I know like a scene was actually filmed across like 3 weeks or something, because their roots will magically like change. Anyways, my roots, my beautiful blonde natural level 7 roots are growing out, and the one thing that happens every time a natural blonde goes dark is that when it starts growing out, it looks balding. The reality is that this looks denser because the hair color is denser, but it's the same hair that is attached anywhere else. But because my roots are light, we look bald. A lot of the times I will always tell you to work with what you've got instead of against it. So in this case, because I'm a natural level 7, dyeing my hair a level 7 or somewhere similar would have gone farther for me than going pretty dark. Sometimes, however, one of the ways to work with something is actually to go the complete opposite route. Sure, right now, the fact that my roots are growing out doesn't really look like roots growing out, it looks kind of like I'm balding. But if my roots were white, the contrast would be so intense that automatically the mind would be like, okay, that is definitely not balding. That is like a cool illusion. Today, I want to bleach nothing but my roots white, or as close to white as we can get without damaging the hair too much. I have with me the Schwarzkopf Blondme Precision Lightener, specifically made for on-scalp applications. This baddie is specifically going to give us up to 7 levels of lift without too much damage to the natural hair. These are two completely different bleaches from Schwarzkopf. The one thing that really annoys me is that their packaging for the most part remains the same. However, we can very clearly see this one is actually completely blue and it has a completely different smell and texture, and this one is kind of a thicker all white consistency. Bleach, this is literally what you'd use if you want to get rid of black on your hair. However, one of the most common things that happens with bleach, if you were to apply it on your scalp, is that it's going to burn like crazy. If you've ever bleached your hair, the pain that you feel with the bleach sitting on your scalp is unlike anything else. And that is also why Brad Mondo will always say, avoid putting it directly on your scalp. It is an extreme irritant. So because Schwarzkopf knew this, they came up with the 7 lightener specifically made for on-scalp applications. This is a much gentler bleach. You can see it uses a very, very different approach when it comes to even neutralization. So today we're going to be using this. 50 grams of bleach. In this case, the bleach is entirely white. It's just a white powder. When it comes to applying the white stuff, many people get extremely confused, and I don't blame you. This changes, right? There are a bunch of different ones of these. 10 volume, 20 volume, 30 volume, 40 volume. Some brands will have 12 volume. It changes. The best way that I can compare this is that this is the heat of your oven. The higher you go in volume, the more intense the heat. Quite literally, if this is the cake batter, this is the heat that will actually turn it from slop to cake, kind of. Schwarzkopf will always give you a ratio that you should use with their products for when you're applying bleaches. However, I've come to learn that sometimes you do need to kind of come out with your own. If I were to put in nothing but 50 grams of 20 volume developer, I suspect the formula might be a tiny bit too thick. So I think I'm gonna go for a 1:1.5 ratio. 50 grams of bleach to 75 grams of 20 volume developer. There is a hair somewhere on my eyelid and it is driving me into a wall. I've been seeing those TikToks of stylists or nail artists making skits referring to whether the chemicals that they are working them is affecting them psychologically, and it ends up being just them talking to nothing. And I believe it, because this thing has such, I sometimes feel like the health and safety regarding hairstylists and nail techs is like, we should be doing a bit more, because like the bleach is in my nostrils, like, and I'm mixing it far away from me. It is in my nostrils. Very often I do make it seem like this is a very easy process, and as long as you know what you're doing, it is. It is, however, a complete chemical agent. This is an extreme skin irritant. It does also irritate the lungs and the nostrils, and it is entirely flammable, so treat these with respect. A 1:1.5 ratio of bleach has given us, I suspect, a very overexposed but creamy application. This is kind of the texture of custard or a very firm pudding, but you can see that the product is not dripping off my brush, and this is going to be important because we do not want this product to go any further than our roots. If this were more liquidy, it would simply just slosh everywhere. Gloves, safety. I have recently only been able to find sterile nitrile surgical gloves. This is still 100% bleach that we are applying on our hair, so we're going in with K18 Professional Hair Repair Mist. This is going to prevent the bleach from destroying the acids in our hair, amino acids, proteins. Now, the reason that I said that we're not going to be damaging our hair terribly much today is because I'm literally only applying the bleach on my roots. Roots that have not been dyed yet are called virgin roots or virgin hair, which means it is virtually the healthiest and most resilient part of your hair. This means that even though the bleach that we are using is pretty damaging because it's going in and literally sucking the pigment out of our hair, can still take it. We're also using 20 volume developer, which is intense enough to get us white, but not terribly intense to cause too much damage. If your own hair is much darker, if you are an Asian level 2, if you are a natural brunette, most likely you would have to change your formula to either change the intensity of your bleach and the strength, or else increase the volume of your developer. My own natural roots are entirely blonde, so we're really not going to go for too much strength. Let's bleach our roots. Now, a lot of people do get really scared to bleach their own hair at home, and I don't blame you. Bleach is probably the most intense and destructive change that you can do to your hair, and if it goes sour, it is the most lasting chemical change that can affect you. Whilst we are using preventative measures like K18 to obviously prevent the damage, bleach is an entirely damaging process. Like, you will see the effects. So here are the steps that I'm going to be taking to ensure that the damage that I know will occur will get me still the result that I want. So I'm not damaging my hair for nothing. I've just gone ahead and split my hair for now into 3 quadrants. I have the front quadrant here, the back quadrant here, and this entire half that is going to be another 2 quadrants, but for now I'm focusing on the back. The reason that I'm focusing on the back is that the back in general takes longer to start processing than the front. This is common for most people, so this one is going to give us the most flexibility, so to speak, time-wise. We're going to be applying it all ourselves. We're not using our fingers, we are using a brush. I am a messy stylist. I can work with this. If you are someone who does not want to introduce more mess, get a new and clean brush. And starting from the very bottom, I'm just going to be applying the bleach in around 1-inch sections. Now, whilst I am pretty confident in my own skills as a self-applier, I'm also not fussing too much about placement. The reality is that I am applying my own hair color at home. There is a degree of imperfection that is going to be present simply because I literally cannot see the back of my head. However, for now we should be looking like this. The perimeter and up the center of our quadrant, we should have bleach. Now we're going to start one section across, down. We're going to apply the bleach right there. And then I'm just going outwards and inwards from there, applying the bleach on both the top section and the bottom section. The next sections that I'm taking are usually around 1 centimeter or around 1/2 inch width. That is probably the safest. If you have thinner hair than me, this needs to be thicker. I have a lot of people asking me how I keep my arms so toned. I cannot tell you how much my entire upper arm is burning right now, because this is kind of an arm workout because we're constantly elevating our arm and leaving it there for minutes on end. Once I finish a quadrant, I kind of just want to make sure that every section is covered. Use your fingers if you have to. Like, the more you can find ways to help yourself, the better your result is going to be. One quadrant is done. I'm going to repeat the same exact process on this side of my head and the back. The 2 back quadrants are entirely done. I'm already so excited with how it's looking. Do we see the vision? Do we see the vision? We see the... Now we're gonna tackle the front 2 quadrants. I'm gonna be doing this pretty much the exact same, and I'm just gonna be taking sections like this. four quadrants bleach. This thing has just been finished, but I'm already so excited. I always like to go around and make sure the perimeter of my hairline has bleach applied over, because this is literally the first place that it would start to show. And we want to make sure that we are as covered as possible to ensure we're not leaving any excess roots uncovered. But this thing has been on maybe 15 minutes and it's already pretty banana yellow. Like, we can see this is already entirely yellow, and I suspect the hair at the back is pretty much done as well. I cannot see, so is it? I think so. Now I'm going to let this air process for another 20 minutes, mainly just to wait for this part to catch up. There is absolutely no burning. This part has for sure been on my hair already 35 minutes. There's zero burning whatsoever, which is why a scalp bleach can be a much better alternative than a regular bleach when we're doing nothing but hot roots. I'll leave it on for anywhere between 20 to 45 minutes because I really want this to be white. Obviously, it's never ever going to be totally white. It is always going to be mostly just banana yellow, but at point, I do not want yellow. I am conscious that I'm bleaching the rest of my hair color as well, so we're gonna have to tackle that separately. But as long as I have white somewhere, I'm gonna leave this on for a while, and then I'll check back after the 20-minute mark to see if we've lifted enough. The hot roots are back. You can really see the orange right over there, which is going to be an interesting problem to tackle. I want to start off by saying that I already love this so much. There is something so satisfying about intense contrasts. The extreme light of the roots versus this extreme darkness literally looks like burnt wood, charcoal, and this that is still on fire. It literally looks like the progression of burning. Obsessed. Now at this point, it would be really easy to get that ultimate hot roots effect where you dye this like a light yellow, this orange, and this leave it as is, because it would literally look like your hair is on fire. Although this is really intensely cool and there are a number of different things we could do at this point, it is so even. This technique, the way I applied it, will always guarantee you such an even application. I remember when I was very young, bleaching root application used to leave me so insanely patchy, and I would do everything in my power to conceal that from my audience, except I don't think I did a very good job. But now, girl, what? Foolproof. This is the best way to bleach your own hair at home. It is such a foolproof method. So from here on, we can either leave it as is, tone it lightly, or get on with a new color. I have just picked out the exact formula that I'm going to dye my hair after this, so watch my next video to find out what exactly that is going to be.